Hi everyone, welcome to our COVID-19 continuation plan. If you are aiming at nothing, you will hit it with great accuracy. It's a great proverb. Obviously, if you're achieving nothing, then it's not great for you and the team for all the hard work you've done so far in your business. And that's why we've created this webinar in collaboration with a bunch of other accountants online. We're all sharing each other's information. And I thought it was really important and timely to get this information together so that for all business owners, they can look a bit deeper than on the surface of their own business. A little bit about us. I'm Clayton from Business Edge Accountants, and we're obviously interested in helping business owners grow and develop their businesses to their fullest potential. But more on today's agenda and what today's about. We'll move on to that piece of the puzzle. So we may as well go on to the next slide as well. Let's just do a quick brief check under the hood. Look at your cash flow, your cash, your projections. What's your target market looking like? How does the government affect you and your business, what they're doing? And then finally, we'll just have a look at what next steps you can take from here around your coronavirus continuation plan. So what's the story with where are you right now? So with any plan, it's always very, very important to have a look at where you are right now, and whatever plans you've probably likely had, they've probably been thrown out the window, and you're probably thinking, well, what do I do from here? And just like all business owners, you're probably feeling the stress and thinking, what are my next steps? How am I going to get through this? But just like on a plane, you need to look after yourself first. Put that gas mask on, make sure you're okay, make sure you're doing the right things before you put it on somebody else, because we all need to survive this. And more than anything, we want the business owners to succeed and win and continue to build on their business. So the government's announced 6 months of social distancing. So it's obviously that it's going to affect many businesses over the next 6 months at a bare minimum. So it's time to start taking advantage of your software, talking to your accountants and your bookkeepers especially to really start to know their numbers and know where you are right now. And look at how you can develop some of those plans and possibilities based off the cash flow, possibly falling off a cliff. Looking at your budget, looking at the points, taking action to keep you afloat. But that comes back to my point about where are you right now? What cash, how much money have you got in the bank? What is your cash burn rate for a daily period, a monthly period, weekly? How far, what is your runway in your business? How long can you run if the cash flow starts drying up? What's your budget and your forecast saying? Have you got a budget and a forecast? And that is the point about getting and connecting with your own accountant, making it happen. Don't let the hysteria get to you. This is a point where we need to really remain calm and accept that sometimes we fail, we get back up and we go again. Try and remain positive, have open lines of communication with your team and your advisors, and really just keep that conversation happening, whether it's online, on the phone, in person. Probably not going to happen so much, but keep those conversations happening. So, next slide. So, cash is king. We need to preserve all of the cash at all costs. Straight out of the blocks, we need to go deep in, work out how much cash we've got access to right now. Not just what's in the bank, but what's in your overdraft ability, what's in your offset accounts. How much cash could you get together to make sure that your runway is going to keep going? Have a look at your debtors. Who owes you money? Start collecting it before they run out of cash. What options can you give to them to keep them at ease, to keep everybody happy and make sure that they can keep chipping along just like you need to keep chipping along? We all want to get paid. The next option is also around the stimulus. The government's doing a lot of work with stimulus packages right now. So obviously you can work with them. How can you maximize that cash in the bank by paying out less money? So the stimulus can really help maximize your cash in the bank if you talk to your accountant and work out the effective ways you can really harness the power of that to build your cash reserves. So you don't want to pay tax for the sake of paying extra tax. You want to make sure that you're maximizing those opportunities that the government's putting out there. Obviously, there's more stimulus to follow. The states have been doing a lot of different stimulus options. I'm not here today to go through every single one of those options. There's so many and there's so much information out there. I'm sure it's easy to connect with the chamber, connect with your accountant and figure out what's going to suit you best, because every person's structure is going to be a little bit different. So looking to the banks and start working with them. See what's available. Look at what could be made available. How can you increase your own way? So most banks have just announced different measures. They're pausing interest, they're deferring payments, they're extending lifetimes on loans, removing fees to access term deposits, merchant fees, reductions, removals, extra debt you could take on to subject approval. Talking to your bank, that's what it's about. Like, really see what's available, and they want you to succeed in the long term just as much as you want to succeed, because they need you just as much as you need them. So get on the front foot, ring them up, take steps to talk to your bank. Lastly, let's look at the true source of what's going to happen. Step out your budget, look at your cash flow forecast. If you haven't done one, it's probably time to have a look and see if you can work one out. How much is your business going to bleed cash if you're not too careful? What steps can you take if certain things go another way? Like, we really don't know where this is all heading, not just from a local perspective. It's nice to think that we're regional and that it's just not going to happen, but can't stick your head in the sand. It's coming, but to what extent? Understanding the cash flow cycle, so you can really make good decisions on a daily, monthly basis. Keep your team informed and knowing what it is that's going on in the business. What is your cash flow conversion cycle? So I was talking to Celeste today. I think we're going to try and push out another webinar next week around cash flow. So obviously it's a timely subject and we think that everyone needs to know about it. So what is your cash flow conversion cycle? How long does it take you to sell and convert that sale into cash in the bank? And what actions could you be doing to speed this up? There's a whole bunch of different things you can be doing. We've done these seminars in the past, so I'm really excited to hopefully bring this again to you in next week, if it's possible, online. Obviously, people like it. So the next step would be the cash flow software. There's a really great options out there to help build that aspect of your business. If you're using Xero, QuickBooks, online, you could possibly hack together a rough outline of budget with different tools built into that. So some of them have got budgeting tools, which could help you a little bit, so you can track, measure, and analyze what's happening. Better yet, there's a bunch of external software providers out there. Just been looking into Scenario. A lot of great decision-making tools that can help say, if this, then that, what am I going to do? So help make better decisions with known information. Know where your position is now, and along the way, as things happen, you can position yourself in the market to make sure that you're making good decisions. Just like anything, if you've got garbage data in your software, you're going to get garbage out. And that's why it's important to talk to your accountant and follow up with your bookkeepers. Understand that what's in your system is good quality data so that you're making good quality decisions. Just on some basics with that, just looking at where can you cut expenses. There's a bunch of different ways that you might be able to fly up your cash flow position, and bookkeepers and accountants who can really help with this. There is a bunch of things you can do, looking at different subscriptions and expenses that you might be able to ring up for. One of the things that everybody always talks about is, seeing you get a better interest rate on your mortgage. It's a phone call away. Other ones are just getting better phone deals, getting better electricity deals. They're just phone calls away. Probably really good ones if you're tied up at home in lockdown. Next, so moving through, I'm going to try and keep it fairly short. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast and everyone can keep up with me. Thanks for joining, everyone, and hello to everyone that has joined so far. Protections. So moving on to protections, check your will. Cannot stress this enough. I was talking to Ali from Harwood Andrews this morning, and everyone's thinking about it, and if you're not, then you should be. What's your current position in your business and your structure? What about, what does your will say? Having these in place will give your family peace of mind and yourself so that things run smooth. So if, who do you trust to make those decisions quickly and effectively in regards to your life, your business, and what action plans you've got in place to take action? So having things like an enduring power of attorney, a medical power of attorney, having the trust in someone to put those actions in place that you want them to take. A lot of these documents need to be legally signed off and witnessed. They can't be done digitally a lot of the time, especially enduring guarding power of attorney. So don't delay. You can see your own lawyer. I'm not stressed on who you see in these guys. I just want people to take action. But I know that if you ring Harwood Andrews, you can ring them up, they'll work together a quote, work out what you need, and they have fixed fee arrangements so you know what you're paying is all you're going to pay. It's a quick phone call, discuss it, figure out where you're sitting. And this gets into the next spot around complex business structures. I really recommend seeking a legal advice, especially if your succession plan or your business structures have changed. Maybe you've added some new assets in the last few years. Maybe family circumstances have changed. So if things are changing since your last consultation with your lawyer in regards to your will, it's probably time to take action with everything that's going on. Business structures. Talking to your lawyer and your accountants around this. Setting up your business structure can be great for tax purposes and asset protection. There's no time like the present to say, am I in a good position to make some changes? Maybe it's not a great time to make this change, but now is an opportunity where you can say, well, hopefully you can get some time up your sleeve to make that decision and make a good option with your business structure. Moving on to insurances. So insurances can be very difficult to navigate, and I highly recommend talking to a broker. If you don't have one, go and seek one out. I use Warwick at Spark in Albury. Used to be Lanyon and Partners. He doesn't sell me insurance. He reduces my risks and makes me feel covered in all areas of my business. This includes the escape room. It's really odd with the escape room. It's really different for insurance companies to cover, because an escape room insurance is just not like anything else. So it's important to note that a broker isn't working for an insurance company. They'll check to see what you need and make sure you got the cover you need. And long after you've paid for that cheap premium, is what you'll remember is that sour taste in your mouth of going, oh, I got a cheap premium, didn't get the cover I needed. So make sure you got the cover you need. Go and assess whether you do have the cover you need in the current climate. On top of that, what are your insurance options? You might have income protection or some other coverage in regards to your financial planner. So talk to your financial advisor, maybe look at your super fund, see what's available. I work with Simon and the Life Plan team in Wodonga. They're not really aligned, but they have many policies that they can access. So they'll get the policy that suits you in regards to your income protection and sort of insurance needs around that. But you might just have your super fund, however it is that you've got set up, jump on board and start making some calls to see what you can do about that. Income protection could be timely. Obviously, if you're just sitting at home not working, you're probably not going to get any coverage. But if you actually get coronavirus and tested positive, you might be able to get that. Depends on how long your cover is and your weeks off that you get. And that's what I need you to have a look at. What are those protections? Moving on, target market. Really seeing a lot of people online at the moment talking about how can they help small businesses. This is one of the bits where, as a business owner, we need to really help ourselves. We need to look at pivot and adjust, find new target markets, find out how we can reach clients and customers in this new marketplace. Are you maximizing your current target market? Do you even have a current ideal client? Maybe you need to go back to the basics and look at your business plan and say, who is my ideal client? If you're in lockdown, are they going to be the same person? Everybody is not your ideal client. Figure out who your avatar is and who your ideal client is, and see if you can pivot or even retool to something so that you can get that square peg in that round hole. Make it smaller, ship it, bend it, find a new customer, get it out there. Options are endless. You see lots of people, it's really important around this. I think you bring the team together and you discuss with your team. Could be, if you don't have a team, talk to family, talk to friends, talk to mentors, or your trusted advisor, talk to your accountant and see if you can discuss how you can find and navigate this new market. I think that I've seen lots of other opportunities in the market as well. Can you create new markets? Can you explore things that are overseas markets? So obviously with everything that's going on overseas, maybe there's options where people have stopped exporting from one country, so maybe you can export it. Who knows? Just look at the lack of face masks. They're all being, face masks and medical equipment were all coming out of China. China got shut down, but nothing's coming out. Now on a local Australian business, I think they're in Victoria, somewhere, I can't remember, but they're ramping up production of face masks because there's none coming out of China. So it's all about being smart as a business owner and how can you pivot and retarget your market to maximize your business and keep the team pumping away. So next on the hit list, fair work. It's no doubt that this is going to be a tough time for small businesses. Not everyone's going to be happy with the actions you take, whether it be by government forcing your hand or a downturn. You really need to know what your options are. You can research this yourself. There's heaps of information out there. The Chamber's putting out lots of information. The government's putting out lots of information. but that also can turn into a bit of misinformation. So I really hope that everyone can pull together, know what your rights are, know what the team members' rights are, go in deep and find out, talk to the team, get informed, keep them informed. Let them know what you're doing. It's important as the owner of the business, everyone knows where you're going. Here we use Happy HR. It's great for onboarding, team member management, and it's also, they've got a bit of helpline. But when I need real help, I turn to the local specialists at Total HRM. Linda and the team at Total HRM kick ass, and when you need to firm things up, they are amazing. If you don't think you can have access to that, or you can't afford it, you're not really sure where you're at, if you're a local Albury chamber member, you actually get 3 free legal help phone calls every year. So sign up, get a free phone call to a lawyer and get the answers directly from them, and they'll help you guide you through that aspect. Moving on, your team. Let's face it, in business, your team is the most valuable asset, and you need to be maximizing it at all times. You know, how can you work with your team to make sure that not only are you getting the products out, but is everybody happy? Can they work from home? Can you still ship out all your goods? And, you know, again, talking about that pivot, how can you still make sure that people are accessing your goods and services? So, you know, utilizing delivery services like Menulog, and there's another one that Megan mentioned on the chamber yesterday. It was just fantastic. Like, start thinking outside the box and saying, well, what can I do differently that's going to allow me to keep my team engaged and interested and employed? So around that, you obviously got to look at your policies. What policies do you need in place for people to work at home or on the run, or whatever it is that you need to be doing? A lot of people are unsure on how to enact this on with a team. They're not sure on what they can do. So having meetings, it doesn't all have to be over the phone. You can meet online. Skype's been around since 2005 or some long time. So you can use Skype. Zoom is another webinar meeting tool. It's free for up to 40 minutes. But other ones like Slack, where you can chat to each other, or Microsoft Teams, they're great apps that you might already be able to subscribe to, or they're free to make that happen. Another one is Google Hangouts. If you've got a Gmail account, you can probably utilize Google Hangouts already. It's just one of those ones where you jump onto the Google Hangouts and it has the pictures of everyone's face all shown on the screen at one time, so you can have a team meeting together from home. Again, it's just so important to keep that contact with your team members so that everybody remains engaged and passionate about where you're heading as a business owner. So on top of that, look at the security in the home. How are you going to keep customer data secure? VPNs, password managers, antivirus software. Do they need remote access to a server at work? Sometimes, in some cases, there might be paperwork at work and they need to go pick it up. So maybe you have an A team and a B team. Certain people go in the morning, certain people in the afternoon. Maybe some of the team members go on one day and some team members go on another day. How can you manage that process with your team to make sure that everybody can remain socially distanced, but also just happy, secure, and passionate? Next one, we want to look at the ATO stimulus relief options. So there's lots going on in that regard, and no doubt more. So I'll just briefly touch on the new asset write-off, 150 grand. So if you can afford to buy a new car and you think that's a great option right now and you've got the money lying around, is doing it on debt a good option? I don't know. That's why you've got to do that cash flow. This might impact you now, it might impact your cash flow later. But buying things for the sake of a deduction, not always a great option. Can be a great way to reduce your tax bill, but is it going to boost cash flow? You know, is it going to help you in the long run? On the flip side, the ATO is issuing up to 25 grand worth of tax-free payments coming off your backs. There's a 50% payment to reduce your pay-as-you-go installment, pay-as-you-go withholding amounts to the ATO. On the flip side, for construction and that, they've got 50% wage subsidies on apprentices and trainees. Another great opportunity to reduce your wage bill, free up some cash in your business. Accessing those options, talk to your accountant, see what's going to fit with you, see what's best options in regards to your tax planning. You don't want to just go haphazardly and doing things off a little bit of information like today. It's great to be aware and bring it up with your accountant and say, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking of that. Pick up the phone, make the call, and discuss your options. On the flip side, the ATO has a support line. You can call them, or your trusted accountant can. So if you ring them, you meet with them, talk to them, you can make different payment arrangements. They're taking off interest, they're pausing payment arrangements, they're lengthening out deadlines to allow you to lodge later, and all different things. This is where it's crucial to work with your accountant. Look at your cash flow, look at your budget. Again, how are you extending out that runway? How can you make sure your cash is going to go that little bit further? And that's what today's all about. We want to make sure businesses stay in business and keep going for longer. Moving on from them ones, looking ahead. So really looking at post-COVID-19, what can we expect and how can we prepare? You don't want to give your goods away for free, and nor should you. Don't expect someone else to work for free for you. A collab needs to be a collaboration, and fair trade in fees is always a great way to start. I really believe in collaboration over competition, but you still have families to feed, mortgages to pay. So hopefully you value the opportunities that are made available to you, and that you can work towards that. At the end of the day, I was talking to Warwick, the insurance guy, and he said, people get different cover, and they the business of a substandard policy cover is remembered long after that cheap premium. So, making sure that you're valuing everything and everybody's around you is super important. If you're helping somebody and they're helping you, fair value exchange. Everyone's in this together. It's much like the old wills, they might not be drawn up to what's going on now, or your exit strategies gone out the window. Maybe something changed and you forgot about it. It's time to go back and revisit those exit strategies. Talk to your lawyer, talk to your accountant. At the end of the day, this is where you'll see the cream rise to the top. Getting closer to the end. Oh, I've done that one, didn't I? Yep, missed one, my bad. Value-driven exchanges. So, COVID-19 continuity plan. Really looking here to build up that war chest and keep it trading through those months. If you want to know more about creating your plan, feel free to book in. It's a right fit call with us. It's free. It's 15 minutes. We'll discuss what options are available to you. I'm sure if you've got your own accountant, you can ring them. Ring somebody and discuss your options to make the decisions you need to make. Really talk about what cash flow management tools you can use. How can you manage your cash flow better? Seeking out support on those burning issues, super important right now. Hopefully most people have got an accountant. If you don't, engage someone as early as possible. Don't wait until it's too late and go, I'm in trouble. If you haven't lodged for a few years, well, gee, now's the time to get in, because you're not going to get access to these stimulus and grants if you're behind. Get in front, get on the front foot. If you're not sure about whether you want to work with us, that's fine. Feel free, book in with that free triaging call, and we'll discuss how we can work better together and whether it is a good fit. Now more than ever, you need your trusted advisors. You need to start working hard, talk to the trusted advisors in your corner. So that's what I'm talking about, getting on front foot with your legal team, your accountant, your financial planner, your insurance broker. If I'm missing someone, let me know. Here at Business Edge, we're doing things by trying to work remotely. We're going to divert the phones, make sure more than anything the team is safe, the clients are cared for. They can still contact us and work with us over the phone, putting all this information out on Facebook land like this. We can still work and still share and still empower our business owners to win at the end of the day. That's what we're all about. For the escape room, I'm talking to the team, keeping them involved, making sure they're happy and they're safe and comfortable where they're working. Under no circumstances would I want someone working if they were stressed out to the max about COVID-19. We're stepping up our cleaning processes in the escape room. We're wiping down all the surfaces. We've got disinfecting detergenty stuff that they've got, and they've got to do that after every single escape room run. So making sure that it's all about living to our why, keeping the customers happy, the team happy, and living into that why of empowering people. So moving on, hopefully people might have questions. If you've got any questions, by all means, put them up there. Looks like Celeste has answered a few. Thanks, Celeste. You're amazing as always. On that note, by all means, take action, ring and find out more. Parting thought will be that after all is said and done, more needs to have been done than has been said. So hopefully everyone can take some action off the back of this live stream, share it, comment on it. If there's anything we're missing or you want to add more, if you want to know how you can get your continuation plan, call us, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon, and hopefully see you